So Phil, you and I just meeting first time today in person, literally like less than a minute ago.
Yeah.
But your reputation precedes you big time. You've got so many fans. I've been watching your stuff on social. I've been watching you do affirmations in your car with your daughter.
My daughter. Yes.
You obviously come from a background of just high performance and then helping people be high performance. And I'm super just excited just to get to meet you and hear what drives you.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you the 30-second version of this. My mother, who is amazing, single mom, was a real estate agent for First Team Real Estate in Southern California with Cam.
Yeah.
And then she saved up all of her money to be able to actually get into real estate. And then I watched her over the course of about a year begin to have major challenges with it. And ultimately had made the decision to go back into being a paralegal because it was a more secure and more safe environment for her in raising me.
Right.
And watching her one day go through the challenges, I remember she was crying, talking to her friend. I was at the top of the stairs of our apartment that we lived in Dana Point, California. And I could hear her saying, gosh, I've tried everything. I've done everything that I know that I need to do. I don't know how I'm going to be able to tell Billy I can't help him out with college. That was for me, Glenn, a defining moment. I didn't know it. You look back at some of these moments and you don't realize they're defining moments in your life. But that was a moment that I said, how can someone that is such a badass, that is so hardworking, how is it that she could not succeed at the level that it is that she wanted to inside of this one thing when she was a success every place else? She's, like a true mentor and hero of mine. Looking back, that evolved into this desire to be able to start to figure out what causes people to succeed and what causes them to fail. Landed with Mike Ferry in 1993, 90.
That's probably where the affirmation started.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's where the hard work, the grit, the determination, when I really look at codifying just what it is that I love to teach, it really is the fundamentals of running a successful business. And a successful business has the skills, discipline, rituals, routines, a strong mindset, which is the affirmations, and execution on established strategies and optimization of those strategies. So that's just whether it's a real estate business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a car dealership or whatever it is, right? Those are the fundamentals. And I've been very fortunate to have some of the best mentors in my life, but it all started with me and curiosity saying, why, right? How did this happen? And how do I make sure, now I look back and that was where the switch, and I said, how do I make sure that this doesn't happen to somebody else? Because I didn't want any son to go through what I felt watching my mother, who is a success, feel like she was a failure, watching my mother have to see, be worried about me. So that's where it all started.
Wow. Okay.
And so it was longer than 30 seconds.
Probably was, but good stuff. So you've been now coaching thousands, tens of thousands of agents.
I've hit 113-ish thousand coaching sessions, about 53,000 hours devoted to this from 1992 all the way through till today.
So when I saw you in the hall, were you in a coaching session?
I was in a coaching session. I was actually leading a team call because I will coach the leaders. I will also coach their mid-level leadership, right? And then I also coached the team. That was a team in northwestern Arkansas, and I was happening to talk to them about the importance of the mindset that we have to have, because we're going to work 2 to 3 times harder in this market. And if you have a weak mindset, then you won't push to be able to do the things that you need to do. So right. I was taking them through that.
So, but mindset, that's come up a few times. Can anybody get a mindset?
It's interesting because it's a great question. You look at, let's use Brett Gove, right? You look at Brett and everyone's like, man, Brett is so inspired all the time, right? And they go, I wish I was born that way. Brett must be born that way. And here's what I know. No one's born that way. Sure, some people have a natural propensity to certain things, but Brett, if you look at inspiration, mindset, inspiration being part of mindset, it means inspiro, to breathe life into. And, when I'm with Brett, there's things that he does, and there's things that I've noticed with all top producing agents or leaders that they do. And that is they breathe life in with the ritual. and not my affirmations, but the ritual of reading the right things, being around the right people. It's what I love about EXP. As I'm walking through these hallways, I see people that have been at events that I've led over and over again, and to see that attraction has taken place where they're here, right? I know that their mindset is going to be protected based upon your leadership, based upon the leadership of the people you surrounding yourself, and also with what you're providing for them at Jared and success coaching and everything else. So I don't think someone is born with a strong mindset. I think it's something you work on every single day with specific actions and rituals that you engage in.
Right. Yeah. One thing I think about mindset is that you only need to be 1% better each day.
I love that.
But in a year, you're going to be 200 to 300% better in theory than you are today in various areas of your life.
Yeah.
If you're focused on improving your lead gen, there's no reason somebody who's just getting started can't be 300% better
100%.
a year from now than they are today.
Well, the challenge is people come to events and then they go back and they want to change everything.
Right.
I want to, and they maybe get a week in and then they go, this is difficult. I'm not seeing the changes. So therefore I'm just going to default back to what it is that I've always done. And I got the chance to meet the big wave surfer Laird Hamilton years ago at the Hard Rock Cafe for a movie release of a movie called Riding Giants, and busted up the guts to go ask him a question, and I said, I really respect you, I respect what you do, like from windsurfing to surfing to paddleboarding. How have you succeeded? He goes, and thought about it, because I knew his thinking, which is a rad thing. And he said, Bill, most people start something and they expect that they're going to be a master at it in 30 days. When I take on something new, I know it's going to be 18 to 24 months. And I said, well, doesn't it get challenging? Because a lot of people I work with, that we're going to bring this back to them, and about the challenge, he goes, the mantra for my life, and this has become something I've adopted from him, is progress over perfection. That success is about progress over perfection. So that 1% principle of 1% every single day, a little bit better, is so critical, because we want to come back from it's Pecan, and we want to come back from the sales mastery, and we want to come back from these events. But really, and then change it all, but really all you got to do is say, what's this one piece that I'm going to work on for the next 30 days? Well, imagine what's that next one?
Right. I love it. And that's what I always did, was I pick up one thing. I didn't try to do everything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pick up one thing, and you add one thing every month or two to your business, and you have a totally different business a year from now.
Your business, your relationships, your leadership, I call your LQ, your leadership quotient, your parenting with your kids. I mean, it translates over to everything. And I think that's why we all do this. It isn't just for the money. It's so we can be better across the board.
Well, we're super stoked to be doing this Agent Academy partnership with you and John and Dan and many other people, I'm sure, behind the scenes. And see you in January.
January 9th, 10th, 11th for Lauderdale, baby.
For Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Glenn, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Hey, if you've really enjoyed this, be sure to follow @Success Magazine on Instagram.